Greetings, Generals, and welcome back to my Ultimate General Civil War CSA campaign. This campaign is being fought on Major General Light difficulty using the JMP Rebalance mod version 1.29.1. The Valley campaign is over, the Army has consolidated on the peninsula, and it is time for the Battle of Gaines Mill. Last battle fought was the Battle of Port Republic, and I did inflict a total wipe. I was pretty happy, only took 1,725 infantry casualties. I did take 232 cavalry casualties, but I had two cavalry brigades deployed. One was a carbine cav, so it's counted with the infantry because it was dismounted at the end of the battle. Inflicted 6,382 casualties. Notice I only captured 352, and so it looks like I didn't get a full wipe, but I did because over half of the Union force shattered, and I really prefer to capture than shatter. So I think the fact that they shattered and, you know, on the player they go back to camp, that might be affecting why their manpower climbed a little bit, even though I got the full wipe. So I took the point and I put it into medicine. So we got medicine at 5 going in here to Gaines Mill. And coming out of Gaines Mill, I am going to throw all of the points to politics and logistics because you go straight into another major battle. Logistics reset your armory after every major battle. So I won't have any logistics bonus after Gaines Mill, but if I throw some points in there right before Malvern Hill, I will get the increased logistics after Malvern Hill since it's a second major battle. I only have 21 in reputation. I am spending the reputation points. I did get D.H. Hill, and old Daniel Harvey Hill is now commanding my 3rd Corps. And here is the setup that I'm taking in. Of course, I still have twin Jacksons, and I explained in an earlier video that I realize I'm using 2 Stonewall Jacksons, but it gave me 2 Stonewall Jacksons, and in my mind, the way I'm reconciling this is that Jackson has operational control over both of these divisions. So this division here is the 2nd division is actually Preston's division. So I am, in my mind, assuming that when Preston was wounded, Stonewall Jackson was given operational control over both divisions. Preston will come back after this battle and take his division back, and then I'll still have an extra Jackson. I'll probably move him down to a different corps. But twin Jacksons is not a bad thing. Now, you may be looking at the screen, and if you're at all familiar, if you've paid attention close enough, some people do, a lot of people don't. They just watch the battles. You're noticing a lot of lieutenant colonels in 1st Corps where I had colonels. I had all of the historical colonels: Robert Rhodes, Robert Ransom, Jubal Early, Richard Ewell, Cadmus Wilcox, all commanding these brigades, and some of them were getting close to their 1st stars, or their 2nd stars. Okay, but over here in 2nd Corps, nothing had a star. The only thing that had a star was the 1st Arkansas Rifles, which I had taken into Shiloh in 1st Corps, and then as I finished out 1st Corps the way I wanted to, I dropped the 1st Arkansas Rifles down. But all of these didn't have a star. So in order to get as many perks as I can, because, you know, I've read a lot on the Discord board, and I think it was Gonzo Gamer that made a comment on the Discord. It might have been Pandagrout. A unit with a perk is better than a unit with a perk that has, you know, the experience built up with the commander, because the battles led bonus is helpful, but it doesn't do any good to have a unit sitting there with 1 star with a commander that's commanded 6 battles, giving them that bonus, when right beside it you have a unit with no stars. So I have moved Robert Ransom to the Mississippi Militia, and it got its star, so it became the Mississippi Line. Robert Rhodes went to the Kentucky Militia, so it became the 1st Kentucky Rifles when it got its star. Cadmus Wilcox went to the Texas Militia, which became the 1st Texas Line. Nathan Bedford Forrest left the 1st Alabama Line, and is now commanding the 1st Florida Rifles. And then Jubal Early is now commanding the 1st Louisiana Line. And as far as artillery, I was almost as successful. The Vicksburg Light Howitzers, I put Upshaw in them. It got their star. I moved him down. The Little Rock Rifles is now Alfred Kemper, and that was able to give them their star, and they have 3-inch ordnance rifles, 8 of them. And the Austin Light Artillery is now Colonel Hawkins, and that gave them their star. Unfortunately, the Washington Light Artillery, I couldn't get them their star, and the reason is up here I have the Norfolk Rifles, commanded by Sam Cabell. Cabell from the Battle of Potomac Fort, one of the original commanders you have, and there was nobody I could give this group, the Norfolk Rifles. There was no other colonel that I had that I could put in there that could keep them at their 2nd star. Even some of the mid-range colonels could only maintain 1 star. And so I saw no point in giving up a 2-star to get a 1-star. That's a little bit different than, you know, giving up experience to get another unit a star. So I'm holding on to the 2-star rifles here with Cabell, and that means that Johnson's Corps will take in the Washington Light Artillery that will not be perked. But that's going to be the only unit in the flanking force that doesn't have a perk. 3rd Corps, not the same story. 3rd Corps is all unperked. We have I called them the 1st Maryland Rifles. Unfortunately, that was a mistake because at one point I did have somebody in there. So they're going back to being the Maryland Militia. So that's the Maryland Militia. Then I have the Tennessee Militia, and then the Missouri Home Guard. Hopefully they'll get their star this battle and become the 1st Maryland, the 1st Tennessee, and the 1st Missouri. The 1st Missouri will be rifles. 1st Tennessee would be line, or this would be the 3rd Tennessee, I'm sorry. And then the 1st Maryland would be rifles. We have the Baltimore Light Howitzers and the Frankfort Light Artillery. No perks. All right, so that's pretty much an overview. I didn't mess with any of my cavalry commanders. I do have senior cavalry commanders down here. I could probably have pushed some of them other infantry units up by moving these guys, but I have the 1st North Carolina Mounted Infantry very close to a 2nd star. Stewart's 1st Tennessee Scouts has its 2nd star, and then we have Pender, and Pender is new here for the 1st Virginia Mounted Infantry, and then Perrin is new, and but I believe those might have been due to woundings more so than moves, and they haven't really fought any battles other than at Shiloh. And who was their commander at Shiloh? Yeah, Ron Fitzhugh, and Fitzhugh was moved. I believe he's commanding artillery now. And Pender did fight at Shiloh, or this unit did, and it was Cake, and Cake is actually commanding an infantry brigade now. So that's the breakdown. Taking in 18,000 supply in 1st Corps, 8,000 supply with the 2 divisions in 2nd Corps, and only 5,000 with the division here in the 3rd Corps. I did think about making one switch, and I might still do it because this 4th Division comes in so late. So here, I'm going to make a move. I'm going to go ahead and make a move. I'm going to drop Ewell, which is an experienced division, and I'm going to bring this division up here. And you may be, well, what'd you do that for? Well, here's why. The 1st Division from 3rd Corps comes in as reinforcements before the 4th Division of 1st Corps. So if Hill's only going to have 1 division, let's make it be a good one. We'll let him bring in Richard Jewell, and that'll get all of my divisions on the map. So I'm taking in a grand total of 7 divisions. It can be done easily with 6 divisions. You know, I think Gonzo Gamer only takes 3 in 1st Corps, 2 in 2nd, and 1 in 3rd. That's 6 division breakdown. And you can put a 3rd division here in 2nd Corps, but it's going to come in so late that it can barely ever even get to the battle. So this is the way to get the most guys on the field the quickest, and these guys might not even make it into the battle, which is good because you can see they have no experience. All right, with that being said, it's time to go to Gaines Mill. All right, frontal. King is going to come in on the frontal attack. Johnson is the flank attack. And Hill is the reinforcements from the front. Now, You can put more brigades over here, but they come in late. So it doesn't necessarily do any good. And I actually do have them outnumbered for this battle. It may not hold after we get started. The Union's forces that make up McClellan's right flank have retreated through Gaines Mill. General Porter now holds a defensive line along Boatswain Creek. Our plan to suppress and destroy the Union's right flank is now at a very critical point. The main bulk of our forces are expected to arrive from the northwest. A portion of our army is ordered to maneuver to the east and flank the Federals. We must coordinate our attacks from multiple directions and pass through the Union defenses. Then continue south and threaten the main Union army. The Yankees will surely reinforce the area with more troops coming from this direction, so act with caution, General. We are moving into attack position. It is advised to carefully advance up to this ridge, clear the roads of any enemy skirmishers, and maintain a defensive line until the rest of our reinforcements arrive. General, attack the Union lines behind Boatswain Creek only if practicable. Their position is strong. Good luck. Okay. Now, if you watched my Brigadier General Plus campaign, I had followed a strategy that I read about online, and nothing against that strategy. It was a very good strategy. And where's my 3rd Virginia line? Oh, there's the 3rd Virginia line. I'm not recognizing the commander. See, I confused myself. And it's a good strategy. It's just that I was taking my guys and going on a very, very long flanking maneuver. Basically, everybody that came in from right here, I was taking all the way across the top of the map and bringing the entire army in on a flanking maneuver. And it worked for me. It worked. But basically, I did no fighting at all during the first couple of phases of the battle, none at all. And so after, watching a couple of other videos on how people did it, I realized, wow, I can, I'm like, I can accomplish the same thing, basically getting my force to the flank by coming just across right here, crossing at Gaines Mill. They're not going to contest it. And now, when I have fought this battle as the Union, I've got my guys out there, and I'm contesting basically. Let me slide to the right here. Yeah, so I get my guys up here, and I'm contesting these hills overlooking Gaines Mill right here. But they don't. The AI doesn't do this. Don't even think about it, Panda Kraut. Don't think about it. I don't need the AI running their infantry out there and contesting this crossing right here. But I guess if they did, then the big flank maneuver would work. So, all right. So, I like to bring in my cab division. And I've not actually ever done this where my cav had artillery support. So I'm going to bring in my cav and their artillery support. And I'm going to let my cavalry clear out these skirmishers. Alright, so all of my cavalry should be dismounting. Whoops, didn't grab them all. Hopefully they will dismount first. Alright, nope, that's the Richmond artillery. Where is my Corinth howitzers? Get right up here, Corinth howitzers. Alright, and then 1st Division. We're going to start out by deploying here. But skirmishers, we're going to, well, look at that. I am all jacked up here. So, let's try that again. We're going to get 1st Division up to right here first. All right, I'm going to use these skirmishers to wall off any goofiness from any Union skirmishers that may try to impact us here. All right. With that, I think we're ready to go. Huh. Oh yeah, they dismounted. All right. Nope, you're supposed to be dismounted. I think I mounted them back up. Is what I did. So it's gonna come behind them. My artillery's gonna come up. All right, my cavalry can now cover my infantry advance. First U.S. sharpshooters, bring it, buddy, bring it. But you sharpshooters don't want none of these 12-pound howitzers right here. Nope, nope. They're pulling you toward their line and their artillery. So you got to be careful there. They'll try to bait you out there into getting too close. like, you're thinking Corinth howitzers, but you can't shoot that far. General Tyler, you must hold this position and guard our flank as the rest of our force arrives. General Preston, his division will be here shortly, and then General Hill will be coming. You must prevent those people from cutting off this line of advance. Do you understand? Yes, sir. That artillery will move a whole lot faster by itself, although the rifles probably won't. Okay. I wonder what I need to do to get those sharpshooters to come out and play. Nope, that didn't do it. What's he armed with? He's got Cooking Brothers. What's he armed with? Sharps carbines. Okay. Oh, wait, okay, alright, wait, maybe. They're gonna get some shots before I get into range. They're probably carrying much better ranged weapons. Don't get in range, don't get in range. Oh, you're in range. Okay. At this point, I'm going to put it on a little bit fast forward because I'm not doing a whole lot except getting 1st Division in position and getting the Cavalry Division just in position to keep screening. Alright. 31 minutes, we're going to get some reinforcements. Not going to do a whole lot here until the rest of my reinforcements start arriving. This is a pretty long battle. There's 3 phases. Keep attacking. Alright, so we're going to get another division coming in here. More of our troops are entering the battlefield. We await our flanking force to arrive in about an hour along this road. General, it's advised to reserve our troops and attack altogether with the final reinforcements, but of course, you may decide differently. Alright, so he is correct. I am going to decide differently, but not differently like you think. So I am going to get 1st Division just kind of shifted to right here. 2nd Division is coming in now. And once they get all in, I will get them deployed. We must break their defenses. Yeah, okay, good luck with that. 2nd Division. That's not everybody yet. The artillery is not in. Alright, now the artillery is in. Okay. Pause. Now, Yule's division coming in has just come in. That's my 1st Corps division that I assigned to General Hill. We'll get them over here and get them in position to help us. I've got to figure out why I got to get used to this. Let me do one thing here. The artillery, which has horse perks, at least the Memphis artillery does. The Briarfield rifles do not, but the Savannah Light has a perk. Let's tell them to come individually because they will move faster. At least I hope they will move faster. And I do apologize for jerking the screen around. I'm trying to get used to this new monitor. And sometimes when I go down here to where my controls are all at. Okay. Johnson's Corps is arriving. 1st Division, Johnson. Alright, let's go over to the right side of the map. And we are getting ready to bring Johnson down the hill. Alright, Johnson's 1st Division. I want you to come right here. Alright, Johnson's 2nd Division. I don't think they're all on the map yet, but they're going to come this way. Alright, now, Johnson himself is going to come. Johnson's 1st Division, 1 artillery is not there, but it needs to get down here by himself. Johnson's 2nd Division, 1 artillery is missing. It needs to get down here because it'll move faster that way. Johnson can get down here. Alright. So, uh-oh, now they're going to start shooting. Johnson's, yeah, all of Johnson's artillery is now here. I guess it's time to start this battle. Alright. How much faster them light guns with the horse perk got down here. see what I got going on here on the flank. Alright, so. Oh, let's go. Ah, there's still a skirmisher picked right there. Okay. Alright, here we go. Alright, let's go. Get up here, artillery. Where are you going and why are you turning? Up the guns! Break their defenses before nightfall. Every single unit of our attacking force is now present in the battlefield. We're going to get one more division of reinforcements right there. Not very good reinforcements. Before the end of the day, we must push the Union south of those ridges. Prepare for the final assault. whoa, 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 where you going, Corinth Light? I knew you was moving to fire at target, but I told you to fire from up there. Jeez. Oh. Light artillery got smoked. Okay. Well, shoot, not what I'm trying to do. There we go. Everybody shoot at him. That's what I'm trying to do. Pause. Not what I wanted to do. King 4th Division coming in right here. There we go. All right, now, here we go. Okay, it's going well. Don't shoot the supplies, go grab the supplies, Pender. Taking a smoke break. Let's go. Artillery over there. Alright, bring it, Duke. I'm your Huckleberry. Bring it. Go over and help pond skirmishers just in case. go. The artillery is not effective. It's too far away. Bring up the guns. Oh, you're definitely not going to hit anything. Look at that light artillery coming up there. And it's booking. Look at those light howitzers rolling up there at full speed. That's what I'm talking about. Those Napoleons ain't doing bad. Yeah, no perks. Just get set and start shooting at somebody. Baltimore, you need to get over here. Oh, good. You're in a swamp, but good. What? did take. So that worked. That was probably an example of what not to do, because that didn't work like I thought it was going to work. And I don't think there's any time. I think this is going to end right here. It might have to run out to the contested timer though. Nope. Victory gains mill. More casualties than I wanted to take. Let's see what we got. 4,000 wounded, 16. And they had some guys that didn't get away, had some shatter. Wow, got a lot wounded. Nobody deceased though. Captured some supplies. Revolving rifles. Lorenz's a few. Alright, so with that being said, let's jump back to the... It's always easier for me to see how I look after. And pardon me. Oh, I gotta accept AP heal. And pardon me for 1 minute, because I am going to do something. Some of you may appreciate this. Let's turn that music down a little bit. Okay, so here's where we're setting at. Yeah, no, not too bad, not too bad, not too bad. This is after medicine was applied. Corinth light howitzers got in there too close, lost a couple of guns. Johnson score, not too bad. Let's see if any of these units, none of these units from Hill's Corps earned enough experience to get, oh wait, that would be these guys down here. They didn't earn enough experience to gain any stars. Alright, so, as you can see, or as you just saw, that was the Battle of Gaines Mill. We're going to be heading into the Battle of Malvern Hill. Let's see where, ooh, +7. So they did grow just a little bit. 23,000 recruits. 8,900 veteran reinforcements. That's not good. That's not good. So going into Malvern Hill, I'm going to have to deal with a little bit bigger army. But I'll be a little bit bigger too. We're going to get in the armory here. Let me see if I'll have any Harper's Ferries to pick from. Oh yeah, a few Harper's Ferries to get. And what can we grab on with rep points right now? Well, let's see what we can get for rep points to help us out. Oh, yep, I can get some infields. And got a couple of commanders going to be available. So, with that being said, I am going to get rebuilt and get ready to take down Malvern Hill. So, tune in next time for that battle. Thank you for watching.